Bandwidth and Banter without that cup. And I just realized I wore the wrong shirt today.
All is forgiven.
Okay. I normally wear the shirt with the purple dragon. I mean, I guess it still has a purple dragon, sort of.
It's
right?
still, technically you're right. Technically you're right.
Hi, guys. Druid, I'll let you introduce us today, please.
Bandwidth and Banter, where we interview some of the most amazing people on Twitch. We're excited.
Hell yeah, yeah.
Today is an absolutely wonderful and amazing day just in general. Not only do we have a wonderful person we are interviewing today, we are also playing Diablo later.
I know.
Don't forget. Don't forget.
It's fantastic. Yes, it's Diablo 4 beta weekend number 3, the server slam weekend. So as soon as not as soon as we're done, but at some point after this, we're going to be jumping straight into the Diablo 4. I believe it's going to be your stream, Druid, right after this one.Maybe not right after, but some time after. And we'll get in there and play. And then, but it's okay. If multiples of us are streaming at the same time, we're going to be teaming up and playing at the same time. So it's all good. And it's just going to be a blast. It's awesome. And oh my gosh. But to kick off this amazing day, we get to have, like you said, the interview with one of our favorite, awesomest people in our circle, in our sphere of Twitch. She's just the sweetest, most amazing person. And we're so happy to have her on the show today. Guys, we're excited to present to you Miamao. Did I say that right? I think I said that right. Miamao10plays. Of course, we all know her as the lovely Mia, and I'm going to jump right to it and bring her right on the show. There she is. Hello.
Hey, everybody. Hello, lovelies.
That's an amazing digital cosplay you got going on there. What a perfect way to start the show. It's fantastic.
It's perfect. I love it so much.
It suits the shirt.
It definitely suits the shirt. You are a hug dealer. I can imagine she gives the bestest hugs, don't you think, Druid? Oh my gosh, I forgot that those sound alerts are still on there. Thank you for the resub, Noah Doodle. I'm so honored. Thank you. So,
boy.
Speaking of honored, once again, I know I just said it a second ago, but I'm going to repeat it. We're honored to have Mia on the show today.
I'm very honored to be here.
No worries. We appreciate you so much. So, Mia, please give us a brief introduction of yourself, and then we'll get the interview and questions started.
Oh, let's see. Well, most of you know me. Miamao10plays. I'm a Twitch streamer. I used to be a YouTube streamer. Now I just do content on YouTube. Originally from South Africa and now in Chicago, USA. I am almost 45 years old. God damn, I'm almost 45 years old. I'm a mother of 2 beautiful boys. Very proud mother of a US Marine and have a wonderful husband. Treats me very well, and none of this would be possible without him. And you guys, most of you know him. His name is Firestorm. But yeah, that's me in a nutshell, I guess. And a little bit crazy, a little bit funky, a little bit motherly. You know, lots of gamer, though. Lots of gamer.
Lots of gamer.
Lots of
That's
gamer.
Perfect.
And a lovely cat. Oh my God, I forgot the cat.
Can't forget the cat.
That's right. That's right. Amongst other things I have seen on your show tonight, you're definitely the kitty cat because you're wearing the Hug Dealer shirt. But I've also seen you have a number of different little digital cosplays, which are amazing. And I'm super impressed by the tech that you have employed in your stream.
Oh, well, thanks. And believe it or not, zero knowledge prior to streaming for the very first time. My very first stream was directly from a PlayStation, PS4.
Wow.
I had zero knowledge on computers. All I knew was how to use Microsoft and at the time my working programs, because I used to be a creditors clerk. self-taught. Everything self-taught. Little bit of help from friends. A lot of help from tech geniuses like Moose Gaming.
Moose is
If
awesome.
he hears me now, he'll laugh. But he's like my tech guru. If I have a problem or anything like that, Moose is my go-to. And then of course lately got to know a fantastic community. I know you guys know some of them. Gemini Tiger. Look at all that juice. Fantastic community, and they have been super helpful, especially with the new PC setup.
Oh, right on.
It's
right on.
awesome.
Well, thank you for that awesome intro. Make sure, guys, we're going to be sharing links for Mia below at the end of the stream. Make sure that you support and drop her a follow, and we got to help lift each other up. That's the whole name of this game, together. So Mia, we're going to start off with the questions right away. This one's a fun one. It's one of our favorites. No reason to panic. Please share a boring fact about yourself.
Oh my God, a boring fact. Damn, that's a difficult one, actually. Who would have thought?
I know.
Who would have thought? Boring fact. That's not boring. God, you really got me thinking. Boring fact about myself. I used to chew my nails as a child.
Okay, now that is interestingly boring. You used to chew your nails as a child. Okay.
Yes. I couldn't think of anything else.
No, that's actually perfect. That's exactly the kind of thing we're digging for gold, right?
Relatable. I had to start painting my nails, so I broke the habit of biting them because I didn't like the taste of nail polish.
Gel nails got me out of the habit.
So how did you pick your Twitch name, and what was the inspiration?
Oh, that's a brilliant question. So I used to game a lot as a teenager, and up until I want to say about 20, my 20s through to 26, I was a bit of a, what should we call it, a wild child. I was a bit of a wild child. Did all the things your mother told you weren't supposed to do. Got into a lot of trouble, out of a lot of trouble. Didn't game during those years. I didn't do a lot of gaming back then. And then met my husband, and it was kind of like the start of your family, So I had my son, my eldest son at the time, and we then had my youngest son. So everything was very centered around family and building up my family and having a husband and 2 kids to take care of and work and blah, blah, blah. So gaming didn't feature again in my life until probably my early 30s. And my son wanted to play Fortnite with me. He was like, "Mom, please come and play Fortnite. Please come and play Fortnite." And I was like, "No, I'm not going to play Fortnite." And he kept begging me until eventually I was like, "Okay, fine." So he's like, "We have to create you a profile, but what are we going to, what name do you want?" And actually, I want to say that wasn't in my mid-30s. And my cat, Mia, I have a gray tabby cat called Mia. She'll be 9 years old this year. I always called her as Miamao. So when I used to call her, it's like, "Come Miamao, come Miamao." And he said to me, "We'll just call it Miamao." And I was like, "Okay." So he's like, "You're not going to believe it. It's actually taken." And I was like, "What?" And it was like, "Okay, I don't know. Just stick a 10 behind it, So he's like, "Okay, Miamao 10." And that was it. And when I started streaming, I was streaming on the Miamao 10 profile, and it just kind of stuck. And then when the first person asked me where the name came from, and I was like, "Oh, it's actually my cat," it took off from there. And that's why the whole channel is kind of centered around my steampunk cat, because she's a rescue. So she can be very loving, but she's actually the grumpiest freaking cat you've ever come across in your life. She's sarcastic. I shit you not. I have a sarcastic cat.
That's amazing.
So yeah, she's my steampunk cat, and yeah, that's where the name came from. It just kind of stuck.
Well, that kind of is a nice segue into the next question, which is what inspired your interesting logo and who created it?
Yes. So always wanted a tattoo. Eventually found someone that I was happy with. I was happy with the artwork and got the tattoo. And then when it came time for my channel, because I loved her artwork so much, because she's not just a tattoo artist, she's also an artist. She does the most amazing pencil sketches.
Mm-hmm.
And I called her up and I was like, how would you feel about if I gave you a concept, you throw what you think at me and we'll take it from there? And she came back with the steampunk cat, and the moment I saw it, I was like, I don't know how you did it, but you took my idea and you stuck it on paper like no one else possibly could have. And yeah, that's where the logo comes from. That logo will never go away. It is very near and dear to my heart. Even if my channel changes 1,000,000 times over, it'll stay.
Wow. That's awesome.
I love that. All right, random insert question. What D&D class do you consider yourself to be in real life?
Druid.
Okay. We like this answer. I'm sure Druid likes this answer. Tell us why.
One of my minions.
It kind of falls in line with my personality, really. I'm a very I'm trying to find a way to put it into words. So there are things about me that, I suppose that's what the interview is about, that a lot of people don't know. I'm a very earthbound spirit. So everything I do in my life, I attune to that. And I feel like druids are earthbound spirits. Everything they do has to do with how energy flows into and from everything on this earth and from every person. So yeah, I think whenever I play a game that's RPG related, I'll always try to go that route, whichever character has the most connection to the earth and to. It sounds very floaty and airy and stuff, but it's really not, guys. We're all made of the same stuff and we all flow in and out of each other, and that's kind of what I base it on, you know?
I think that's incredible and
I
wonderful.
literally just fell in love with you.
Uh-huh.
So don't be surprised if you go into my Discord and there's a random Mia cult. So
she starts cults all the time. We got a jar cult. We got a Ben and Tom beard cult. We got a Naboo cult for Ben and Tom's dog.
Oh, well, I don't know about the Naboo cult. How do I not know about the Naboo cult?
Because Banana Tom's slacking.
Yes.
There's a cult to his beard in my Discord, so. But yes, there might be a Miamao. There might be a Miamao one in there. But anyways, so.
So next question, Mia.
Yeah.
You obviously have a South African accent, but I think you've shared with us that you actually live literally in Chicago.
Well, not in Chicago.
In that time zone?
Just outside of, yeah.
Oh, okay. In that area.
There.
Gotcha. Can you share what country, can you share where you moved from and what brought you to the Chicago area?
So born and raised Johannesburg area in South Africa, grew up there, left for the Western Cape, lived there for 5 years, went back to Johannesburg, met my husband, got married, and before we got married, he had already kind of told me that his parents had been here for many, many years, and his father wanted us to go over there. Over here, wanted us to come from there to here. Tenses. So yeah, it took a long time, but we eventually did come and live here. So it was for family. We came over for family. The irony being that I left my entire family back in South Africa. But yeah, that's the short of it, really. There isn't very much more to it than that.
What was the biggest culture shock when you made that move?
Oh, I could ruffle some feathers right now. The language. The English to American English change was a massive culture shock.
Yeah.
Walking into a place and asking a simple question and getting the and then you go, it's simple question. I asked for bin bags. Could I have some bin bags, please? No, I'm sorry, ma'am. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Yes.
Garbage bags, people. You uncultured Americans. They're garbage bags. A boot is a trunk. Okay, sorry.
But being in a restaurant and asking for a glass of water and being absolutely just the vacant expression, like, okay, I'm sorry, asking for a glass of water, and then getting the blank expression and going, could I have some water? And then, oh, okay, yeah, we'll get you some water. That was a thing for me.
You do a great American accent. That's fantastic.
Ironically, water. Could I have some water, please?
That Valley Girl you do is awesome. You have to do that more on the stream, I think.
When my mom calls me, then she'll say to me, God, you sound more and more like an American every time I talk to you. And I'm like, bullshit. I'm a South African. I am South African. I don't talk like an American. And then sorry, girl, you're picking up the twangs and the things. I'm like, yeah, it's it's bound to happen, you know? But I still speak Afrikaans when I can, so that I can kind of retain that part of it. But yes, language for me was the biggest culture shock by far.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. I get that. So now we're switching gears. I think you'll find this question much to your liking. How long did it take for you to perfect your favorite sandwich?
Oh my gosh, my perfect sandwich. It wasn't perfect until I added the jalapenos. So there was always something missing. And when I finally added the jalapenos, it was like, I found it. Yes. And then my sister-in-law came over and I'm like, remember that sandwich we liked, but we were like, yeah, there's something missing, you know? She's like, yeah. I'm like, here you go. Try this. Try this thing. And it's like a staple in our family. That sandwich is a staple lunch in our family. It's crazy. But yeah, so whenever someone asks me, like, could you suggest a sandwich? Like, yes, I can. But I couldn't put an exact time frame on it. I've always been a fan of like chicken mayo. I've always been a fan of chicken mayo. But perfecting my own sandwich probably took years to finally have the and I blame that on Mexican food, by the way. I blame that 100% on Mexican food. Before I moved here, I had never had Mexican cuisine before. Never.
Oh.
And when we got here, the very first restaurant we went to was a Mexican restaurant. My sister-in-law took us. And I had enchiladas for the first time, and I had fajitas, and I fell in love. And I was like, I have found my food in this place, because everything else tasted weird to me. I was like, I found my food. And I think that's where my love for jalapenos and that type of thing kind of came from. Makes
perfect sense. And I concur. I actually, this is a kind of ironic little story, little segue, but Star Kitty, I met Star Kitty in New Mexico, in a town in New Mexico. And in New Mexico, obviously there's lots of Mexican and Tex-Mex restaurants, right? Like it's way more than you would expect anywhere else, and that's also where hatch green chilies come from. And so it's part of natural diet to be eating Mexican food. And ironically, despite the fact that she grew up there, she really didn't eat spicy food because her family never did eat spicy food. So she didn't eat much. I mean, she had Mexican food, but it was usually like Taco Bell, right? Mm-hmm. But over time, I got her to try different things that she'd never tried, like hatch green chili and jalapenos and stuff. And now she's just, she loves Mexican food. It's easy to fall in love with Mexican food.
Oh,
yeah.
It is so.
Just shovel it in, man. Just shovel it in.
Literally had Mexican food last night, so.
I think we're gonna have some today, actually, because we've been talking about it now. So that's like, yep.
I need for lunch. Just about
enchiladas.
Half an hour ago, I had leftover curry, and I put jalapenos in it, and it was so good. All right.
What is your least favorite sandwich then? Do you have a least favorite?
I don't know.
And if that's too tough, just tell us your least favorite food.
Oh, anything that has horseradish on it.
Okay.
Take it away, burn it with fire. No.
Right. No. So never take Mia to Arby's. Check noted.
Check noted.
The thing is, I love Arby's, but whenever I have something, it's like, is there horseradish on there? Because if there is, you put it on there, I'm going to,
we get it.
Yeah. That's how I feel about pickles.
Oh God, I love pickles.
The thing is, I've genuinely tried to like pickles, but ugh.
It's funny how our palates are that way. There's something that humans, everybody has some unique thing. But, all right, now we're switching gears again, getting where we can share details and information and just sort of inspiration for other folks. What drew you to Twitch, Mia?
It's actually very simple. I'd been streaming on YouTube for quite a while. There were certain aspects, without going into too many details, there were certain aspects of YouTube that I wasn't happy with, and it was starting to affect the way I streamed. It affected my mood when I was streaming. So I actually started watching some Twitch streamers, and I really enjoyed the energy, ironically, and I would love to shout him out if that's okay.
Go for it.
Madigon, oh my God. He's the very first Twitch streamer I ever watched, and the energy in his stream was palpable. I loved the to and fro between him and the chat, and just the absolute, I don't know, it was just, I sat there in awe of what I was watching, and I was like, but this is what I want. This is why I started doing what I'm doing. I didn't start streaming because I just wanted to sit there and talk to a box. I started streaming because I enjoy that interaction with my viewers. I love the banter and, the quick comebacks and just all of it. And I saw it on Madigon's stream, and I went to my husband and I was like, babe, I don't know if it's the platform or if it's just the specific streamer, but there is more to offer the viewers on Twitch than there is, in my opinion, in my opinion, on YouTube. So I started watching a few other streamers, and believe it or not, Stormy, you were one of my firsts.
Wow.
Ashabi was one of my firsts. Yeah. And I was watching you guys, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go this way. So I slowly started doing some dual streaming onto both and seeing how it felt and, where it went and everything. And eventually YouTube just dropped away. YouTube now is purely a content channel for me. I don't I wouldn't say I will never stream on YouTube again, but this is my base platform for streaming. And I feel like they offer so much more for you to be able to give your viewers, fun things to do, whatever the case may be. And because you've got that interaction, you've got that constant flow of communication. And if it's positive and it's fun, they're going to spread the word. I mean, that's how it works.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm very, I don't know if it came across. I said it was very simple. It turns out it wasn't so simple. I'm sorry. I just have to situate my back.
No, that's great.
No, that was a perfect answer. No, I feel like that's such a vibe.
Agreed.
It is. Yes. That's the thing, though. I mean, even Bashaby, you go to Bashaby's stream. It's so there's something there that you can't. It's not something you can pretend is there. You know what I mean? And I like that natural banter.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. Yep. In fact, I believe that.
So what did your friends and family think when you told them that you started planning on streaming?
Before you answer that question, sorry to interrupt.
Go ahead.
I just do want to share, since we kind of segued there. I do want to share that next week we're going to be doing a TTRPG talk, which is basically having a week off where we don't actually interview anybody. So we'll still have Bandwidth and Banter. But the reason I bring it up is the following Friday we'll actually be having Bashaby on the show. So
she's lovely.
Yeah,
she is lovely.
She is amazing. Anyway,
I'm very excited.
So now back to you, Druid. I appreciate the little interruption.
Absolutely. So what did your family think, friends and family think of you when you started streaming, or think of the concept of streaming?
So, well, I mean, as I mentioned before, most of my family, no, not most, all of my family are in South Africa. My parents-in-law live in South Carolina, and my sister-in-law lives pretty close to us. She and I are very close. So when I mentioned it to my husband for the first time, he was like, you do you, babe. Whatever you want to do. We're both gamers. We're a very gamer household. I shit you not when I tell you there are 7 consoles in the house. And when I told you, he's like, you do you. Whatever you want to do, you do you. My boys were both like, Mom, that's so weird. Why? It's
really?
So weird. It's so cringe. Why, Mom? And my sister-in-law was like, oh, well, that sounds fun. Blah, blah. And she was cool with that. I didn't really spread the word to the rest of my family at that point. I kind of did my thing, and my sister, obviously, she's always known, she and I have always been awesome, great supporters of each other and just shoulders, and she's always been a supporter. My family back home, other than my sister and my youngest brother, think I'm a strange person. They think I'm a strange person and my ways are strange and you're 45, why are you playing games type of thing. But my husband's family have been super supportive. Sorry, I'm a tad distracted by the fact that he just walked in the door.
It's all right.
It's all good. All good.
So what is your...
For the most part, positive.
Right on. So just a little bit more on that particular question. You shared that your boys thought it was strange at first. What do they think of it now?
My eldest son, I think sometimes still thinks it's a tad cringe, but he still supports me anyway. It's a case of, Mom, if you're happy, then do it. You know?
That's awesome.
And my youngest son actually is a lot more, I wouldn't say more supportive, but he doesn't think it's as cringe anymore. So of late, he'll actually join me, when he gets home from school, he'll come in and the viewer's name is King Bob. And he'll come and do a sour with me or something on stream, and he enjoys that. So
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
That's precious. I love that so much.
So, Mia, what struggles did you deal with when you first started streaming?
Technology, lots of tech struggles, lots. I mean, like I said, when I started, it was on the PlayStation.
Right.
That wasn't so bad. And then I moved to my first computer and I learned the joys that are audio settings and the joys. You know, I love audio settings. Everyone loves audio settings.
That sarcasm is so dripping. I love it. You're amazing. I gotta high five you for that one, Mia.
Yeah. Because
Yeah, damn, it's crazy, man. It's like, no, audio. I can't tell you that there's someone who knows. If we had Moose here now, Moose would be laughing his arse off right now because Moose would say, "Yep, I've been in chat with her when she's working on audio settings, and she sits there and it's beep 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 crash into a wall." It's I hate audios, but
yep. Yeah,
in the beginning,
people in chat were triggered.
Yep. So yeah, definitely getting used to tech, getting to know audio settings and how they work and how they still don't work even when they do work. And setting up Streamlabs for the first time. Oh my God, that was daunting, man. Having to set up scenes and learn how sources work and actually understand the tech behind the tech, it's crazy. It's and how a lot of it had to be self-taught, you know. Doing it breaks. Okay, show, fine, that didn't work. Try something else. Try that again. Try this again. And then I think for me, yes, definitely tech. Tech was my biggest struggle.
Gotcha.
I felt that in my soul.
Especially audio.
Oh.
I want a job in audio settings, for real.
I'm honestly so triggered because Stormy and I are still struggling so much with audio stuff. It just is like.
We will get there, though. I'm confident.
Hold on. I have a solution for you. Hold on. I have a solution for you. This works really well. This works.
Okay, thank you for that. We'll adopt it right away.
I'm kidding. I've only thrown one thing. In all the time I've struggled with audio, I've only thrown one thing. Just been like, get out. I don't want you. You don't work.
I felt that. Okay. What tips do you have for people that are in the beginning of streaming, just getting started? Any tips, any words of advice for future streamers or people that are literally just dipping their toes in?
You're going to, I think, before you even consider stream, you have to ask yourself a question. And sorry, it's a serious question. It's something you genuinely have to ask yourself. Are you comfortable in your own skin? Are you comfortable with yourself? And can you get onto a platform where you expose yourself fully on a public forum? And I don't mean that kind of exposed, Banana Tom. But yes, are you okay with that? Because if you're not okay with that, then maybe it's not for you. Starting out, you got to know it's going to be a long haul. You're going to go for a really long time where you're going to have zero viewers, and you got to be okay with that. You got to be okay to sit there, play a game, and talk as if you're talking to someone, but in essence, you're talking to yourself. And eventually, if you stick to it, it'll grow. It'll grow. You just got to stick to it. And God's sake, people, get the word out. Go and advertise yourself. find places where you can go and put your name, where you can put the links to your streams. Do it. Just, for me, that's a big thing, because I found so many people by accident that I did not know about. And it's because, and I kind of pride myself in the fact that I'm on a lot of social platforms. So I see a lot. Remember to talk. Yes. Nella, thank you. Yes, remember to talk. Don't just sit there. You gotta remember to talk. But yeah, don't be afraid to share yourself. Don't be afraid. People will surprise you. And yes, I know there's the bad element. Everything has a bad element. You just gotta kind of learn to deal. And I could tell you guys a really cool story. I actually told the story yesterday, ironically. You're going to have situations like this. So I'm playing Fall Guys with Nell. We're on stream. And someone came into the stream and asked me, are you a fat kid or an old mom? And in that moment, your normal human response would be get angry. That would be your normal human response. And that's perfectly valid. But if you're putting yourself in a public forum, you can't really do that. So I had the forethought to sit there and think for like 3 seconds, how are you going to handle this? Are you going to ban them and make yourself look like you're just a mean person and, you're not going to listen to anything else this person might have to say? Or are you going to try and handle this diplomatically? So I looked at the camera and I said, I'm not a fat kid. I am a fat kid in a mom's body, PH fat. And I asked him, is that okay? Do you like that? And they sent a little sound message, a wee. And I was like, okay, cool, settled. Mia's a fat kid in a mom's body, it's cool. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
So yeah. You gotta take it all in its stride.
Yeah. I actually have something like that too. So like I come in, I was like playing Horizon Zero Dawn, and and like somebody comes in and goes like, it looks like a skill issue. It doesn't look like it's the game. And I'm like, oh, it's 100% a skill issue. Like I am not a good gamer. Like 100%. It is a skill issue. And that's why it's funny. And they were like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta roll with the punches, man.
Yep.
Throw it at me. I'll do it. I'll see what I can mold it into. It's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
So on the other side of this, tell us, Mia, what you enjoy most about streaming.
Oh, I think I appreciate the question, but I also feel like it's pretty apparent. It's the viewers.
Yep.
For me, it's the viewers. I enjoy the people I have got to know, and who some of them will be lifelong friends. And some might not. Some might only blip up in your life for a fleeting moment to brighten your day, and you might never see them again. It doesn't matter. In that moment, they brightened up your day. Hi, would you like to be a guest on the show?
Yes.
Sarcastic cat?
Yes.
Oh,
Do you want to come?
are we going to get to see Mia?
Do you want to come? You want to come up to mommy? Sorry, she's... Give me a
Sorry,
second.
cats are cats and they do what they want.
She then gave me the... You gotta be joking, woman, look. I'm telling you, she's sarcastic. Like, no jokes. I'll try and get her in a minute. But yes, like I say, as long as in that moment you enjoyed them, that was the positive energy that you received. And for me, it's about that positive energy and I love laughing, guys. I love laughing. I really do. I'm all about living your life each day as if it's your last. I'm all about that.
Absolutely.
And sours from Warfy, yes. Thank you for the sours, Warfy.
This is perfect.
You have talked a little bit about her, but tell us about that little precious fur baby that your channel is named after. So you said she's 9.
Yes.
And she's sarcastic.
She
which
is.
I love.
She's extremely sarcastic. So we adopted her when she was 2 years old. She's a rescue. Came from a very bad situation. Very scared. It took a long time for her to. She seemed to form a bond with my husband very quickly and myself. The boys, not so much. It took her a really long time. She's very afraid of children. She has a kink in her tail, by the way, like a permanent kink in her tail because the tail had been broken. But when she walks, she's got this in the end of her tail. It'll never go away. But she is. Oh, she's so precious to me. Come and say hello. Come. Hold on, I'm gonna have to take out my earphones. I won't be able to hear you guys for a sec.
Precious fur baby time! Yay!
This is a new thing for Bandwidth and Banter, isn't it? Isn't it, Banter?
Give us the animals!
Oh my
Sarcastic
gosh.
cat.
Look at her.
Baby!
When it comes hello.
Oh, we love. Look at her.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, the
She's not a big, not very big on being held. So you can see it on her face.
Yep.
Like,
Yep, you can see the ears. The ears are like.
I went down.
She's like, wow, yes, okay.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing her
Oh
with
my
us.
gosh. Sarcastic.
Thank you. Thank you.
She's so full of shit, honestly. She does this thing where she'll come to me and she'll be like, oh, mommy, I love you. Can I get hugs and can I get loves? And then I'll love her and I'll hug her and then I'll give her a snack. And as soon as I've done that, she hisses at me. She goes, and I go, right, bye. Thanks. It's like, I was just kidding. I was trying to get you over for a snack there, woman.
She's like, I got what I want. I'm done now.
Exactly. But then her father walks in the door and she does this thing where she walks in to where he is and then she just falls on her side like, oh, she actually faints. Like, oh. And then she's like, oh my God, love me. And then he's going to love her. Yeah, it's like she does her little Marilyn Monroe, you know, like, oh my God, daddy. You know?
That is great.
That's beautiful.
But she's adorable. But yeah, she has her issues. They unfortunately had her declawed on her front paws. And she has some health issues as a result. She has arthritis in the front of her paw legs.
Yeah.
But she's now she's playing. She's like, oh my God, I got attention. Now I must play. She still gets zoomies. She's 9 years old. She still gets zoomies.
Oh, that's amazing.
I love her.
So Mia, another gear switch here. What inspired the steampunk aesthetic of your streams?
Oh my God. I love steampunk. Anything and everything steampunk is like, so I guess it kind of comes probably from my teenage years. Yeah, a bit of a metalhead growing up. And I don't know, I used to really like the grunge side of metal. And I've always kind of associated that type of music with Mad Max. There's a perfect example. So Mad Max was my first influence into steampunk. And I loved it. It was like, oh my God, it's so raw and just, I love it. But yes, I don't know, I just love the aesthetic.
Gotcha.
I also really enjoy the steampunk aesthetic. So I get it. I absolutely get it.
I have I can't show it to you guys. Sorry, this is a family-friendly channel, guys. But I have it's called a blind siren that I have tattooed on my back. It's got a very steampunk aesthetic to it.
Neat.
How many tattoos do you guys have between the two of you?
Huh?
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at Druid.
Six.
Wow.
Yes.
Between the two of us?
Yeah, how many do you have, Stormy?
Well, between the two of us, we have 6.
Stormy has 0.
Me and Needles, not so much.
Oh my gosh, I've got 2 at the moment. I'm currently looking at a third.
I want to do a leg sleeve. My next one, I want to just do my whole entire right leg.
Interesting.
I don't know if I'm up for a sleeve. I've always been weird about sleeves.
I think the next question is to you, Druid.
Do you have a favorite horror game that you have played on stream? I'm actually looking for recommendations.
It's kind of difficult to pick like one all-time favorite because I wonder if anyone will remember the original Friday the 13th on Nintendo. Like, I'm talking back in the day. I'm talking early 1990s.
Interesting.
There was a Friday the 13th game on Nintendo that was always kind of my number one horror game. And then when I started streaming, I played a game called Remothered. And I really enjoyed it. It was absolutely ridiculously weird, and I loved it. Recently, though, Bramble the Mountain King. I am freaking blown out of the water by that game. It is brilliant.
Right on. Thank you for sharing.
It is brilliant.
On that same topic. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Druid. What?
I was like,
you're writing down,
taking notes.
On that topic, as a huge No Man's Sky veteran that you are, how does Planet Crafter compare to that?
So they're worlds apart. They're not even remotely the same. No Man's Sky has a magic about it. I know I don't play it anymore, but I think I said this to someone else. I'm never not going to love No Man's Sky. I always love No Man's Sky. We've just gone our separate ways. We've just grown apart. But No Man's Sky had a magic to it in that traveling the universe thing. That, for me, sets it miles apart from Planet Crafter. The only part of Planet Crafter that I would say is kind of similar is the resource collecting and the building. Maybe slightly similar, because even then you look at the amazing No Man's Sky builders, the glitch builders for No Man's Sky. These guys build incredible structures that I don't see you building on Planet Crafter. Well, not yet, anyway. But Planet Crafter is it definitely gives me a bit of a Subnautica vibe as well. There's that little bit of Subnautica in there, a little bit of No Man's Sky, and then another game called Astroneer. So those 3 games for me kind of popped to mind when I started playing Planet Crafter. But it's a great game so far. I'm really enjoying it. I'll definitely be doing more of it.
Cool. Awesome. Anything else you care to share about Planet Crafter or any of the games that you're currently playing that really stand out to you?
My absolute fear of Elden Ring comes to mind. Started playing Elden Ring for the first time yesterday.
Yeah, I was watching.
Holy shit. It's a rough one. It's going to be rough. I can tell. It's going to test all the patiences I have. But it's definitely It's beautiful.
Mm.
And I think because of how beautiful it is, it's definitely attracted a side of a part of my psyche that's like, I want to see more.
Right.
So
right.
yeah, I'll definitely be getting into a little bit more. I don't know how far I'll get. And I know there are people like Banana Tom and who was also giving me some help yesterday. Gemini Tiger was giving me some help. Nella Doodle, that are all playing Elden Ring, that are more than willing to help if assistance is needed. So there, it is a good thing it's a multiplayer.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm also doing a kind of revisiting Fran Bow at the moment because it's one of my favorite indie devs. I love Kill Monday games. I'm looking forward to them finally bringing out the sequel to Little Misfortune. Sooner than later, Kill Monday games would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's where we're at the moment. So Planet Crafter, really enjoying that. It's a little taste of space, but more on ground. It's definitely not space game, in my opinion. It's more of a survival.
Gotcha. Druid?
Yes. Okay. So, in research for this, we noticed that your Twitch VODs all seem to have very beautiful thumbnails. And how in the world do you, like,
How do you get it to do that?
how do you do that?
So you're talking about the thumbnails for the bots?
Yeah.
You can actually change the thumbnail of your VOD?
Yes.
I didn't know
So
that.
if you go into your VOD after the fact, you can go and change the details that they see to the VOD. You can change the thumbnail to the VOD. You can add it into a collection. I create my thumbnails on Canva, so I quite love using Canva. I have a template, so it's literally a case of either I take a screenshot or I use something that I can pull from the internet, stick my template on top, edit the text if there is text, and bam. It's that simple. It takes me about 5 minutes to do the details for my VOD.
Right on. That's exactly what I do on the YouTube channel. So it's very similar. I didn't realize there was such a thing for Twitch. I guess that's funny. Wow.
We're professionals around here, just saying.
I love this dripping
I
sarcasm.
don't mind showing you guys.
Thank you for that lesson. That's I knew we would learn stuff from Mia.
You know, that's why we do this thing, really. This is why we do this.
All right. Back off on a fun tangent, Mia. We're wrapping up on the last three questions. Here's the next question. Share the least interesting place you have traveled to.
Work.
That's a good answer, but it has to be out of state.
Oh my god.
Or you.
Or out of
I can't
city.
really answer that
Yeah.
because I can't really answer that because when we went to South Carolina and we went through the different states, nothing was boring. Nothing. Everything was new. There was something to look at. There was one rude place, but that still wasn't boring. It was still interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can't think of a boring place.
Hey, that's an answer though. That's a great
That is an answer, though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Thank you, Majestic Wolf.
Majestic Wolf is great. What is the weirdest sleeping dream you've ever had that you're willing to share?
So, for a long time, I had a repetitive dream where I sit under a concrete tree, remove my heart, and stick it in the tree.
Whoa.
For a very long time, I had this. It was like a repeat, and it was solid. I'm talking about 3-4 months where I used to dream about this every night. and I went to a very good friend of mine who's also a tarot card reader. She did a read for me, and we went a little more in depth into it and kind of found out what the basis was for the dream. And it was something that was missing in my life and something that I needed to contribute to myself. But yeah, that's the weirdest dream I've ever had.
Sounds amazing. Right? It sounds like the start of a cool sci-fi anime movie.
That is so cool.
Which is probably where my source material comes from, by the way.
Oh, fellow anime fan. I knew I loved you.
Big anime fan.
Yeah.
Big anime fan.
Fantastic. So okay. So then we're gonna have two questions for the last question.
Okay.
Just briefly, what's one current anime that you're watching?
Currently I'm actually going through a bit of a Ghibli binge again.
Okay.
So I'm not actually watching a series right now. But I'm a very big fan of the Studio Ghibli movies, so I've kind of been revisiting that. And a mix of that and a little bit of some very old animated movies. I have a thing for the old animated movies.
Sure.
So recently watched The Secret of Nim. If you're not familiar with it, I invite you to treat yourself.
Amazing
that
film.
Movie.
Yep, great movie.
And then on last weekend, I watched Howl's Moving Castle for probably what was the 15th time.
Right on. Since you like The Secret of Nim, maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but if you ever get a chance to watch Fire and Ice, I highly recommend it.
I have heard of it.
And I think you can watch it for free on YouTube, so look it up, guys.
I'll definitely check it out.
It's very heavy metal-esque if you know that graphic novel, that magazine, Heavy Metal magazine, or Heavy Metal the movie. Fire and Ice is very similar to that, or it's a rotoscoped animation movie, so really cool. Any rate, the final question: cookies or brownies?
Cookies.
Okay, why?
Definitely cookies. I have a thing for ginger cookies specifically.
Ooh.
I like chocolate, but I've got to be like, I would like a piece of chocolate now. So I'm all about that. But when it comes to cookies, I can have cookies all day long. And ginger, number one, lemon, number two.
That sounds yummy.
I recently discovered Tate's ginger biscuits or ginger cookies. They have crystallized ginger pieces in the cookies. It's freaking heaven. I love it.
Wow. Now I want to try that. That sounds good.
I used to have a hookup for like really good ginger snap cookies. And of course, I moved away, and now I haven't had a ginger snap cookie that satisfied the way that those old ginger snap cookies did. So
I definitely strongly suggest Tate's ginger cookies.
Well, so now we're at the part of the show where we open up the floor to the folks in chat and to you, Mia. And we do another, we're going to be sharing your link in channel. If we haven't, looks like Druid is already right to it. Got the YouTube and the Twitch channel. But guys, make sure you check below. It's any questions from the folks out there in the Twitchverse for lovely Mia that we haven't already covered that you're curious about. While they're coming up with those questions, do you have any questions for us?
Do I have a favorite childhood movie? Oh, hold on. Let me rephrase that. Favorite childhood movie that had the biggest emotional impact on you?
For me, they're both one and the same. The one that's my favorite childhood movie also had a really amazing emotional impact on me because it inspired even more my love for fantasy fiction, and that's Excalibur, the 1977
that's a good
movie.
one.
Yeah, I've watched that movie so many times, it's ridiculous. It's my second favorite movie of all time, period, of all movies. It's my second favorite movie of all time, and it's definitely my first childhood movie that just was like blew my little mind. and it's a great one.
Excellent.
It's
And for
For
you,
me-
Druid?
I'm blanking on what the movie's called. But it's one where the kid is going into the library, then gets teleported. So it goes from live action to digital, and he like, I can't even remember what it's called, but I just remember.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know,
What else was in it?
Page Master. The Page Master.
yes, thank you.
Page
God.
Master. I can't believe I
it's so
haven't
good.
seen what you're talking about. Now maybe I haven't, just don't remember it. But now I'm gonna have to watch
that
this.
that one impacts me deeply. So that one was one of the first ones that super impacted me.
Because I thought of horror, the book Horror. Oh, that's such a good movie. I need to watch
So
it again
good.
now.
So I have a
There we
question
go.
for you then on that. Like, what that question you used to ask us. That's a great question for you.
Very easy one for me. Very easy. I even own the most amazing copy of the book, The Never Ending Story.
Oh, yeah.
For me, The Never Ending Story was my guide. My favorite quote is, having a luck dragon is the best way to do a quest. It's the only way to go on a quest. That movie. And it's not just because, I mean, I know there's the whole emotional damage thing around the movie because of Artax and all of that, but it's the basis of the story as well. And it's about us not forgetting our dreams. Don't forget what you dream.
Yeah.
Because in the book, they describe it so well. Forgotten dreams are buried under Fantasia. So yeah, don't forget your dreams. Live your dreams. It's a very strong thing for me.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's a great one.
Banana Tom asks, what's your favorite moment from the Destiny days?
Oh God, definitely the day Bobo let slip about your fear of bananas. That has got to be, bar none, one of the funniest days I have ever had in a group play. We were laughing so hard. I mean, I was struggling to breathe. We were laughing so hard.
I've been there. I totally get that.
He was just so taken aback by the fact that she just let slip about this very sensitive thing about him. And it was, yeah, it's got to be the banana moment.
That's amazing. I wish I could have witnessed that. That's phenomenal.
It should be on one of his old YouTube streams. We should actually go find the link and send it to you. It's brilliant.
Yeah, we need that needs to be his intro video for all of his for Twitch and YouTube.
I agree.
So
I thought it was going to be the raid. It's a toss up, but the banana takes it.
Majestic Wolf asked, "What was the first character you played in D&D, Mia?"
So here's a thing for you, Majestic Wolf. I have never actually played D&D. So growing up, when we were teenagers and the whole D&D thing started, my mom came home from work, sat her 4 kids down on a couch and said, "Never in your lives will you bring this game into my house. Ever." And that my mom was very serious about this type of thing. And it was like, if you want to die by mom's sword, you're going to play D&D. So yeah, never ever actually played D&D, never been fortunate enough to get to know someone who was able to teach me how to play it. I know of it, and I know some people who played. I know you guys played, and I've watched a couple of your streams. Because I'm so unattached to the game, though, because I don't have the same emotional attachment that you guys have to D&D, it kind of flows over my head, if you understand what I'm saying. And I don't mean that in a mean way at all. I mean,
no.
I totally hella respect for the game players who play it, but it's just I'm so unattached from it.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
Have you ever played
Unfortunate answer.
No, it's an honest one, and we appreciate that of you. Have you ever played a computerized? Because there's tons of CRPG versions of D&D.
I actually haven't, because you guys are so familiar with D&D, you know how to recognize those games. I don't.
I gotcha.
I see a game and it's like, oh, cool, this is another game. I don't know that it's actually D&D related,
right,
in any way, shape, or form. It doesn't. I don't see it because I don't know it. And I almost feel like there's a part of my education missing as a result. I feel like I'm missing a chip, you know?
I feel that. I felt that. Oh yeah, if you do ever want to learn how to play D&D, Insomnia Night is the hookup.
Yeah, although he has so much chaos in his stream. Do you guys actually, you're not talking about during your stream, right? I don't know if you guys ever.
It would have to be a private lesson.
Yeah, I was gonna say, for sure. Okay, non-stream, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah. Because during your stream, it is chaos incarnate, and it's such a wonderful, enjoyable experience to watch. You know, it's like you're watching a variety show. Like
It's wild, but it's so fun.
Yeah, so, it's the same on Juice's channel. It's crazy.
Yeah. So let's see. Any other questions for Mia from her audience? Come on, you got a lot of you folks I see are from her.
I'm waiting for you guys to throw the sensitive questions out, and it's not happening. Like, what the hell?
So,
well, there was one question. Nala asks, would you like me to design you a tattoo?
We could definitely talk about it. I mean, I'm very, please take this in the right way. I'm very particular about my artists. Very, very particular. Because even the one that I'm thinking about getting now, I will only be able to get it if I actually travel to South Africa, because I'm only prepared to have my artist do it.
Oh, Iltasine has a great question. He asks, what's with the eek? Sorry if this was answered before. It keeps popping up on your screen.
Oh, it's part of that overlay. It's silly. It's like if I do things with my hands, it goes eek every time I do something with my hands. And I try very hard. I used to be a very talker type of person, and I try very hard not to do it as much anymore.
Why? That's actually, you should totally enhance that. That's a feature, not a you know what I mean? For streamers, I talk with my hands all the time because people love that.
I don't sit still. You'll see me go like this. I swerve. I move. I'm constantly.
So
okay.
Yeah, there's a reason for it, but I still move my hands when I talk, but I don't do it as much. I did it to excess, where it was distracting.
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah.
So if I get very excited, my hands start to move more, and I've got to kind of like tell myself in the back of my mind, like, slow down, breathe, put your hands on your lap, put your hands on your legs, stop. No,
I appreciate that level of self-awareness. We all find things about ourselves that we want to improve and enhance, and yeah, I get you. That's what life is all about, right? It's about finding things within ourselves that, skills that we can develop and practice and get better at. and level up our lives, literally. Moose gaming. Wait, moving hands while talking is not normal?
There's moving hands while talking, and then there's excessive moving hands. And I used to excessively move my hands.
I have a question.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How many languages do you speak?
Officially 2. A little bit of the very much introductory level of some of the African languages.
Makes sense.
So of them, I can speak a little bit of Zulu, I can speak a little bit of Sotho, I can speak a bit of Xhosa, I can speak a tiny bit of Venda. But yes, mainly English, main language, Afrikaans, second language. I come from a very Afrikaans family. But my mom was clever enough to put us in an English elementary school, I guess, and I then went to an Afrikaans high school, so I'm fully bilingual in both languages.
Right on. So, Iltasine, I would argue that, even if you're right, that life is about gaming, guess what? If you want to get good at gaming, you got to practice and skill up, right?
It's true. Ironically, gaming is all about self-improvement.
Gaming is the ultimate self-improvement tool, I would argue, because you have a direct input on how much you can improve, literally as you're doing it in real time. I know you were joking. I'm just busting your balls.
That was him joking back. I have another random question.
Uh-oh.
This is a conversation that Fate and I were having last night.
Ooh.
So one of the reasons why he's just like, you are too much, is because in his brain, when he hears words and sounds, his brain repeats them. So if I say something, then his brain auto repeats what it's saying. So there's his brain processes it twice. Whereas like with me, like if I hear sounds, it physically affects me. So it's one of the reasons why I am so movie and stuff. So like if there's like a metal on metal like scraping sound, like I'll feel it in my teeth. If it's a wub 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 sound, like I'll feel it like on my spine. Do you guys have any weird like quirks or things like that you're just like, it's like so normal to me, but does that make sense?
It does make sense.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, okay.
It does. Not hearing wise, no, I wouldn't say hearing wise. I've got to be focused. When I'm listening to someone, I have to be focused. Otherwise, they'll talk and it'll go, if I'm not focusing. But other than that, no, I have lots of other weird quirks to it, but no, not anything to do with hearing.
Okay.
Well, share. I think she's getting you to share one of those weird quirks, if you don't mind.
I also want to hear if Stormy has
one
of those.
All right. But first, Mia, this is her interview.
One of my weird quirks? I don't know if anyone else would consider it weird. I never used to until someone actually said to me, not everyone can do that.
Ooh.
And it's music recognition. I can't read music to save my life. I can't play an instrument I'm learning, but I can't play an instrument to save my life. I used to sing when I was very young, but I have a knack for recognizing music. And to the extent where someone was like, that's a talent. Not everyone can do that. And it was like, okay. And I never thought too much of it. And then it kind of came up in another conversation because I'm also one of those people where if I hear a piece of music, I've got to start singing. And it was one of those moments where something was playing very far away and I started singing and the person next to me was like, how did you know that song was playing? I'm like, I don't know. I just heard something and it reminded me of that song. So
That's super cool. I think that's awesome.
I agree.
Just saying.
That's an awesome super talent. I think it's amazing. Yeah. So weird quirk for me. Star Kitty can confirm this. My senses have a broken volume control. You know how like you have let's say you have a stereo that has a volume control that you can my volume control is stuck at max decibels, and I think as I get older, it keeps going higher past its own limits. Like I have a ridiculous sense of smell, insane hearing. Despite my super awesome hearing, she can still ninja me all the time. But yeah, I for some reason like when I've had friends that I worked with, and they used to say, "Man, you have bat ears," and yeah, I just have my senses are tuned up too high. So and it even applies to my touch. There are times where like physical touch is way more intense for me. So I have to really be cautious of that. There are times when I'll go to bed, and for some reason the physical touch sense is overamped, and just lying in bed. Great, we got something delivered. Sorry, just lying in bed will actually be almost painful to me because of the feel of the sheets, or the angle of the pillow, or the that kind of thing. So yeah.
I actually know someone with exactly the same thing.
Really?
My husband.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he also has the supersonic hearing, and his skin is oversensitive. Like, never ever ever touch his fingers. Never touch his fingers. He actually loses his temper if you do. So if we're holding hands, I just gotta hold his hand. Don't move my fingers or caress his fingers or nothing, because then he loses his shit.
For me, on the other,
yes.
oh, sorry. Go ahead.
The supersonic hearing thing with him is strong, man. It is crazy.
For me, I don't. It's strange though. Despite the overamped touch, I actually am not averse. I like being touched. I'm not averse to it. 'Cause strangely enough, physical touch from another person actually is soothing for me. So
He's not completely adverse to physical touch. It's
right.
Like his feet and his hand, his fingertips, his toes. It's like his extremities are overamped all the time. So you can't touch his nails or his fingertips or anything like that. And he's also super, super ticklish, like crazy ticklish.
I have spots that are like that. Yep. Star Kitty exploits that from time to time.
I bet she does, because I do it. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
What's up, good people? Don't know.
Any other fun questions from chat? If anybody in chat wants to share their random quirks, please do, because I'm nosy.
And while we're waiting on them, if you don't mind, share one other thing about you or your stream that we didn't cover that you would like to share with the folks in the channel. After Druid has a question, it looks like.
No, you can answer that question, and then I'll have a follow-up question.
Okay.
Anything about my stream? It's awesome. Come watch. That's awesome.
That's true.
That
Go
is true.
follow Miamao. Go
follow me. You can make me suffer in pain while I eat candy I don't like.
Edge asks, what's your favorite beverage?
Favorite beverage? Gotta be coffee.
Cheers.
Yeah, I'm a coffee head. Yeah, I'm a bit of a coffee head.
Mine's empty now, but yeah, ditto.
If I'm having an adult beverage, Margaritas. Margaritas. Yeah. See, ironically, I was feeling a bit warm, so I'm having a. Now I'm gonna forget what it's called. It's a peach drink. Never mind. It's an adult peach drink.
So, Mia, looks like we have another question from Edge. What element in your streams is your favorite that you enjoy?
We're definitely going to come back to conversation. My conversation with the viewers. I enjoy that the most. Especially if there's a really good flow of conversation happening. That ticks my boxes, 100%.
Right on. That's a great answer and a great place for us to wrap up, because I think it's time to say thank you to Mia for coming on the show. Oh my gosh.
Thanks for having me.
Mia, it's been such an honor.
Beautiful.
I almost don't even want to wrap up, but we got to, because that's the way it goes. Guys, got to go check out Mia. Got to support her. Got to follow her. Can you drop the links again, Druid? She's such a wonderful and amazing person, and she's got that beautiful, encouraging, positive vibe that we love here at Stormkeep, and that you all know we appreciate. And I'm so grateful to you. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, guys. I'll see you all later. You all know the drill, right? I don't have to say it today.
You don't.
Right.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to Mia's YouTube channel. I do believe you said that you're going to be streaming Diablo 4 later today.
Yes. Nell and I will be hopping into some D4 this evening.
Yep.
So make sure you come on over and watch. It's going to be fun.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, yep, a bunch of us, we're all going to be streaming and teaming up, and I believe that Nella and Mia are having their own team up, so let's do it. Let's make it happen. You guys.
Let's make it happen.
Thanks again, Mia, and you have a great day. We'll talk to you later.
You're very welcome.
That was amazing. What a way to what a way to go. Wow. Mia is so amazing. I'm so glad we got to have her on the show.
You don't even know how hard it is not to just be like, we're going to start a cult.
I know.
But I'm not going to do it.
I know, because we got too many going already. Is that what it is?
Too many. I have too many cults.
Well,
My
that and
entire
also
Discord
we don't
is just
want
gonna be
to
cults.
distract focus away from her own stream, right?
That's true. That is true.
The cult is there. Go straight to her
The cult
stream.
is there.
And we'll
That's
get
true.
And her Discord too.
It's true.
So I'm so happy we had her on the show. I hope in the future she becomes another recurring guest, just like Banana Tom will in the future. You know, it was an honor and a pleasure to have her on the show. And
So good.
just as a refresher, guys, this evening we're going to be doing Diablo 4. Lots of cross stream going on. It's a big action-packed day for all of us. And also, don't forget that next Friday, we're not going to have an interview. It's just going to be a TTRPG talk.
Correct.
But the following week, our special guest is going to be Bashaby. Bashaby, as long as her schedule still lines up, it's going to be exciting having her on the show. So, we appreciate all of you for coming out to the show tonight. Thank you so much. Anything else to add, Druid?
We love you guys.
For coming, guys. We'll see you next time.